Greetings, Magic players. This is Steve from Untapped Games, and today we're going to open From the Vault Angels. So, like all From the Vault products, this contains foil cards. This one contains 15, and they're all reprints along a theme. So this one's theme is Angels, and we have this pretty awesome looking collector box for them. Let's look on the back to see what's in here. Open the heavens and unleash hell. Appearing in the skies above the fiercest battles, angels are known throughout the multiverse for their awesome power and terrible fury. This limited edition box set contains 15 Magic the Gathering cards featuring a host of the most formidable winged warriors to ever grace the game. So I've got a visual spoiler of the cards inside. The contents are 15 premium foil cards, including 5 with new art, an exclusive spin down life counter, and a collector's guide. And it opens like this. It's got this little magnetic strip like the other From the Vaults. And before I fully open it, it has this little peek through display area for, I guess, what they consider to be 3 of the most impressive. I would pretty much agree with this as some of the most impressive cards in here. The Akroma Angel of Wrath isn't quite as impressive as these other 2, but let's take a look. I guess Akroma she has a lot of history with Magic, so that's good. Alright, and inside I can see my spin down counter. Nice. So this is what my spin down counter looks like. It has sort of marbled white look to it, and it's got the From the Vault symbol for the 20 and red numbers. Pretty cool. And let's take a look at these. Oh, these are individually wrapped. Wow, super fancy. So let's open my first. Okay, they're not individually wrapped. They actually have more than one card in here. So since I'm getting into this, I'll just take a look at this first. So this looks like a player's guide. I think I have a huge Tauriel picture here. I do. There's Tauriel. Wayne Reynolds art there. Everything is looking at odd angles, sort of looks cool, impossible pose, but that's okay. It looks like a miniature. He designs a lot of miniatures, so it's definitely have that angular look to it. And this is a visual spoiler explaining all the cards when they first appeared and the stories behind them. And it also just has a little abstract of what angels represent in Magic. If you're unfamiliar, angels in Magic are they're servitors of a being that created them. So whereas in Western art and culture, angels are all of religious significance. Angels in Magic don't necessarily have a religion associated with them. Some of them are simply, Sorin, for instance, created Avacyn, and he didn't do it for any religious reasons. He just did it to protect humanity on Innistrad from being completely wiped out. That's the little bit of good that's in Sorin, I guess, or the little bit of order. And then Akroma, for instance, was created to avenge Ixidor's dead wife, who she looks like. So anyways, now I'm just going to go through each of them. Avacyn, Angel of Hope. We have that foiling effect is out of control. That's crazy. It is 5 and 3 white for a legendary creature angel, flying, vigilance, indestructible, 8/8. So already she dominates the battlefield at a fairly for 8/8. That's fairly efficient. You're putting out 8 mana, you're getting an 8/8 creature, and I guess the only downside is that she's legendary, and you get flying, vigilance, and indestructible on top of that. And then the kicker is that all other permanents you control have indestructible. So fantastic. I mean, just basically locks down your side of the board. They have to get, they can't use destroy effects. They need exile effects to get rid of your stuff. So, yeah. Entreat the Angels. So, Avacyn is from, of course, she's from Avacyn Restored. Entreat the Angels is, let me check, I have my notes here. Entreat the Angels is also from Avacyn Restored. So, oh, that's right, because it's a miracle card here. So for the miracle effect looks really nice with this foiling from this set. So for XX and 3 white, you have a sorcery that says put X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. And the miracle cost is X and 2 white, so you can cast this card for its miracle cost when you draw it, if it's the first card you draw this turn. So when you have miracle cards in your deck, you sort of have to be careful not to put cards into your hand. You have to like draw it, look at it, and then cast it without putting it into your hand. I remember Avacyn Restored was tricky like that. But yeah, I'm really sort of enthralled by the the foiling there. But Entreat the Angels was a pretty good card. Not the best mythic in the world, but it's definitely seen play. Exalted Angel, with really, really cool new art here. Exalted Angel's normal art is kind of, I don't want to like denigrate the art, but it's very basic, very simple, whereas this is much more naturalistic, I'd say. And who can I give credit for that? Tyler Jacobson. Cool art, Tyler. So it's 4 and 2 white for an angel creature flying. Whenever Exalted Angel deals damage, you gain that much life, and she has a morph cost of 2 and 2 white, so you can play her face down as a 2/2 creature for 3 on your 3rd turn, and then on your 4th turn, assuming you have the mana for it, you can flip her over and be attacking with a 4/5 flying, essentially lifelink, but not really lifelink. One of the interesting things about this card is if you find some way to give her lifelink, she gets stacking lifelink, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, she was from Onslaught, and I remember that when this card was around in Onslaught, my friend ran her in a deck, and it was like a tier 1 deck, considered by a lot of people at the time to be the best creature, and it's tough to argue with. I mean, it's a definite bomb to play. Iridescent Angel, 5, a white, and a blue. This is a angel creature with flying and protection from all colors, and she's 4/4. Very simple. I believe this is new art. I'm pretty positive that's new art. Ryan Alexander Lee, and yeah, that's very straightforward. Why that's good. It's tough to argue with having protection from all colors. The nice thing about that is that you can put equipment on her and then just not have to worry about the actual body, because most things can't hit her or touch her. Jinara, Asura of War, a green, a white, and a blue. Legendary creature angel, 3/3 flying. So already we have a very efficient, if tricky to line up. You know, you need mana fixing, and she's legendary, so you can only have one of her. But a 3/3 with flying is already good for 3. And then the ability reads 1 and a white, put a +1/+1 counter on Jinara, Asura of War. So she stays relevant later in the game, and when you have a lot of mana to dump on her, you can just swing through and permanently pump her. So yeah, that's also tough to argue with. And that's Chris Ron artwork. I really like that art. Yeah, very cool. Next little packet here. This card at the top here is really good, I know. and it has new art. So we have Iona, Shield of Emeria. That's 6 and 3 white for a legendary creature angel. Let's just admire that. It's actually, the foiling effect is making it tough to see all the little details, but she is enormous. I mean, one of those cube things here, these Zendikars, are Zendikons, sorry. The little prison things, they're humongous. So she's even bigger. And she's 7/7, so that makes sense. So 7/7 flying as Iona, Shield of Emeria enters the battlefield. Choose a color. Your opponent can't cast spells of the chosen color. So this is a great lockdown card. She's also, I mean, I could see her in Commander as being like a great 1v1 commander if you were really crazy. But yeah, I mean, she's just a good card in general to lock down your opponent. I could see that being like a good sideboard if you're having trouble against burn. You just say, "Red, sorry, you can't close the game now." Lightning Angel, 1 a red, a white, and a blue. So that's Jeskai colors. Creature Angel, 3/4 flying, vigilance, and haste. And we have, I believe that's RK Post. Yep. RK Post, very distinctive art style and very classic angel. It's tough to say anything about that except it's a lot of cool little vanilla abilities all piled into one card. Platinum Angel, 7 mana for an artifact creature angel. It's 4/4, has flying. You can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. So a good hedge against alt-win conditions. So you can shut down things like Maze's End decks and Bio. I can't remember what that is. That Biomancer. Can't remember the name of the guy where you get 4 of them in play and you win the game. You can shut those down with this. You can also make Johnny decks that involve, going to negative life totals with the use of this, and have a lot of fun. With the fact that you can't lose the game as long as this is out. If you can protect it, then you can do whatever you want. But the trick is protecting it, because if you are in a negative life total and this guy dies, then you are, as they say, screwed. Serra Angel, 3 and 2 white for a creature angel. Flying, vigilance, 4/4. And some awesome Rebekah Gay art there. This, I guess, was a promotional poster before it was ever, like, this is the first time this has been actual card art, and I love the kind of impressionist style there. Very cool, very big draw. I would say for this particular product is the fact that you get an iconic card that's been around since the beginning of Magic. Back in the beginning of Magic, it was considered one of the best creatures. It was, just the fact that you didn't have to tap it in order to attack with it made it a threat that you could not ignore. And yeah, it's kind of just part of the history of the game. Now it's got some awesome art to go with it. Tauriel, Reckoner of Souls, 4 a white, a black, and a red. So those are Mardu colors. Tauriel, if you recall, was first part of the commander deck, Heavenly Inferno. So this was one of the alternate commanders that you could have next to, I think the main one was Kalia the Vast. But Kalia is not an angel, so I think she was a cleric. But this one is a legendary creature angel, 4/7, flying, vigilance, and the following ability: tap to choose a creature card at random from target opponent's graveyard. Put that card onto the battlefield under your control. So that has something a little bit from every one of those colors. It has a sort of a betrayal effect from red. It has a out of the graveyard effect from black, and then it has a protection sort of effect. I mean, it has vigilance from white, but it also has the fact that you're sort of saving the souls, I guess, of your enemies. So pretty cool. Definitely a neat card. Now we're gonna see Akroma, Angel of Wrath. So this is the original Akroma. There's 2 Akromas in here. This one is from Legions. So this is 5 and 3 white. It's part of the Ixidor storyline. I believe that's a new, that's new art by Therese Nielsen. Cool. So it's a legendary creature angel. Flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste, protection from black, and from red. So you get a lot of bang for your buck for that card. And very, very good at the time. Still good now. Still, it's hard to get a creature that has that many good stuff, or that much good stuff on it. So, and it's all relevant to her too. She's got 6/6 with protection from black and from red. Very great. Akroma, Angel of Fury. This one came later. This was in the Planar Chaos set. So in Planar Chaos and the Time Spiral block, you saw alternate timeline versions of a bunch of different cards. So Angel of Fury looks a lot angrier than Akroma, Angel of Wrath, and maybe her anger is a little less directed. So 5 and 3 red, legendary creature angel, 6/6. Akroma, Angel of Fury can't be countered. Flying, trample, protection from white and from blue. And you have red, for 1 red, Angel of Fury gets, Akroma, Angel of Fury gets +1/+0 until end of turn, otherwise known as fire breathing. And she also has Morph, which is different. So you can cast her face down. It's a 2/2 creature for 3. Turn it face up at any time for 3 and 3 red mana. Cool. Archangel of Strife. This is 5 and 2 white. I believe this is from a commander set too. So it's a 6/6 angel with flying. As Archangel of Strife enters the battlefield, each player chooses war or peace. Creatures controlled by players who choose war get +3/+0. Creatures controlled by players who choose peace get +0/+3. So that's pretty cool. Very, very interesting in multiplayer games because people can choose whether to hunker down or go on the attack when this hits the battlefield. Aurelia, the War Leader, 2/2 red and 2 white for a legendary creature angel. It has flying, vigilance, and haste. Whenever Aurelia, the War Leader, attacks for the first time each turn, untap all creatures you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. It's a 3/4. It's easy to see why that's good. Anything that changes phase structure is automatically at least worthy of mention and notice. But being able to duplicate your combat phase, especially in a red-white deck where you're basically turning cards sideways anyways, that's an oversimplification, but you know what I mean. You're very aggro colors to be in. Getting 2 combat phases is awesome. So there's no downside to this card except she's expensive and legendary, I guess. And last but not least, Baneslayer Angel, 3 and 2 white for a 5/5 angel with flying, first strike, lifelink, protection from demons and from dragons. So Baneslayer is a core set angel, similar for the fact that Akroma was good, that you just get a lot of keywords piled into one card. So you don't have to worry about giving her those keywords. You don't have to worry about really doing anything to her. She's just good as is. As soon as she comes down on turn 5, hopefully she is a force to be reckoned with, because flying, first strike, lifelink alone on a 5/5 body for 5 is something that is not to be messed with. But the fact that it's got protection from demons and from dragons is just kind of like a nice little bow on top. So that is from the Vault Angels, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I think that this from the Vault, I think it's a lot better than the last from the Vault. Annihilation was kind of, I don't know. I like seeing stuff like creature cards and legendary creatures in these from the Vault sets, because it's more of a, especially ones like this that are playable, because it's more of a like a history of magic type thing, like what they did with From the Vault 20. So it lets you kind of look back over Magic and remember fondly some of the old cards from back in the day, and you get these cool foil alternate art cards. Those are always nice. So just before I head out, we have a contest going on at the end of this month. So for the next week or so, until September 1st, you should pay attention to the links below in this video, in the description of this video. There's going to be a Facebook post, and comments in this video are going to count towards entry to a contest to get some Magic Origins packs. So we're giving away a booster box of Magic Origins, half of which will go to one person. So 18 packs will go to one person, 18 packs will go to another person. Randomly selected from those who tell me what of these cards is your favorite from the Vault Angels. So yeah, write those in the comments below, and also check out the Facebook post. If you like and share the Facebook post, you'll also be entered. The more ways you enter, the more chances you have to win, and that ends September 1st. So get right to it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this opening. I did, and I wish you all the best. Take care.